Welcome back. Oh, wait, what am I saying? What is up? It's your boy Jonni Shreve. I have BB Promos and Tell Like It Is. We're here today at the Blue Star Nutraceuticals headquarters. We're gonna go over 5 chest mistakes that are holding your chest back from making gains. So without further ado, keep your eyes glued to the screen, your ears glued to the speakers, and let's learn some shit. So mistake number 1 is gonna be your setup. Your success is gonna be determined by how you set yourself up before we even start to bench. So number 1, we wanna look at feet placement. Regardless if you're on a flat bench, incline bench, doesn't really matter. So make sure our feet are set up. So again, when we're rolling back to the bench, we wanna make sure that our feet stay planted on the floor. You can probably bring them back a little bit underneath your knees a bit. And then when they're there, you wanna keep them on the ground and planted. We're gonna drive from our feet. We wanna avoid our feet doing a bunch of dancing when we're trying to press because that's gonna cause instability. We wanna be firm from floor to core when we're actually pressing the weight up. Do the fun way. Whee! Okay, mistake number 2. Now this is an old cue that was given back in the day, but it doesn't really work that much nowadays, and that is pinching your shoulder blades together. The problem with pinching your shoulder blades together is most people, when they do pinch your shoulder blades, they pinch them up like this. So when they go back to the bench, and they pinch their shoulder blades together, they end up getting congested up here, and then when they're pressing the bar, they're pressing with their shoulders, and they're here. What we wanna do is not necessarily pinch your shoulder blades together, but more so roll your shoulder blades back and away from your ears. So when you do lay yourself back down, your shoulders in a depressed state, and then we can press with a healthier pathway in our chest. Avoid this. So remember, again, don't think pinching your shoulder blades together. Think about rolling your shoulders back and away from your ears. Mistake number 3, the overarching back. We have to understand the difference between a powerlifting technique and just someone who's just trying to build their chest. Now for you guys that are watching this video, you're just trying to build your chest. So there's no need to have the overarching back. So I'll show you the difference between both. If I'm a powerlifter, I'm using this overarching back technique to shorten the pathway of the drive force of the bar. So it does make sense to have my feet tucked under my hips, peeling myself back and having my back arch as much as I can, because then from there, it's going to shorten the distance from my chest. But that's a powerlifting technique. For you guys who are just trying to build your chest, what we want to do is have a slight arch in your back, but still engage your core. So this is what it looks like. Plant your feet just like before, making sure our feet are on the ground. If they're too high off the ground, then you can get a plate and raise them up a bit. But now our feet are planted on the ground. We're gonna go back to the bar, and we're gonna have a healthy arch in our back, but we're not gonna let it stick up too much. So to avoid that, we're gonna let our feet come a little bit further back. That's going to avoid our butt from coming off the bench. And then when we have this very good, healthy arch, we're going to engage our core still. So I want you to think about pushing into your core when you're bench pressing. So when we unrack the bar and lower, we are going to push through our core. That's going to help us keep our back from overextending this way. So again, make sure that when we're planting our feet and we're back on the bench, our shoulders are rolled back and away from our ears. We want to make sure that our core is engaged so we have a healthy arch in our back. We don't want a over exaggerated arch that will cause back pain down the road. Mistake number 4, and that's your bar pathway. And most of the time your bar pathway is dictated by your ability to keep your fists, wrists, and elbows under the bar the entire time. I call it stacking the joints. Here's what I mean. Common mistakes we have is your lifter is set in, our feet are planted, our core is engaged, our shoulders are back and away from your ears, unracking the bar, fist, wrists, and elbows, under the bar, stacking the joint, and bringing the bar down to the top of our chest and pushing up. So we're talking about stacking the joints. What we're talking about is lowering the bar so the bar stays under your fist, your wrist, and your elbow. So when I lower my fist, wrist, and elbow, that bar pathway stays consistent all the way down and all the way up. You can see the bar pathway stays consistent the entire time. If I don't, I get something like this, or like this, or pulling it too far down like this. A very easy cue to understand is stacking the joints. Fist, wrist, elbow. Mistake number 5, this one goes across from all fly exercise movements, and that is your shoulders coming up too high and rolling forward. What we wanna do is the same cue we gave when we're talking about bench press or incline press. And that is, again, shoulders back and away from your ears. So when we're doing our fly, regardless if you're in a staggered position or feet together, we want to avoid shoulders up here and pressing like this. This is going to take the load off of your chest. What you want to do, again, is take the weight, bring it in, push it out, shoulders back and away from your ears. Then we're going to open up, keeping your fists in front of your chest, and we're going to press forward and pushing back, keeping our chest up the entire time. So you want to keep that chest high the entire time instead of having the chest go from here and pressing here. The load is off my chest now, and my shoulders are starting to take that entire load, and it's starting to hurt. So again, shoulders back and away from your ears. High chest, open the weight up. Don't let the bar pass your chest. Don't let your fists pass your chest. Press forward and pushing back. We can do the same thing on the pec deck machine. The same idea. We want to avoid doing this. This isn't working our chest. This is working your shoulders. This, shoulders back away from your ears, is working my chest. You can see the difference. A healthier, positive position than being here. We do the exact same thing on a fly machine that's specific to your gym. Now, if you have a fancy machine like this, the rules still apply the same. Even though this is arched forward back to be in a good position, we still want to avoid rolling and being here. Remember, you want those shoulders to be back and away from your ears. So you can be here, I'm high chest. My chest feels tight right now. And then pressing up. And thinking about pushing yourself away or press yourself into the bench. Remember, again, avoid rolling your shoulders forward. Don't roll your shoulders forward. Keep your shoulders back and away from your ears. High chest. Don't let your fists go behind your chest. And then squeeze the weight up. Straighten your arms. And then you're probably wondering, well, how do I do this with dumbbells? Exact same thing. I have my dumbbells. Feet are planted. I'm going to kick them back. When I roll back, set my feet. I want to be shoulders back and away from my ears, tight core, pressing the weight up, high chest on the way down, not letting our fists go behind our chest. So we have right, fist staying above the chest staying high, pressing and squeezing up, and we have wrong, opening all the way too far, and then rolling your shoulders. Remember, keep your shoulders back and away from your ears. Fist in front of your chest and pressing through. Anyway, that is it for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you guys use any of the cues, let us know in the comment section below. And remember, we're putting out 2 videos every week, so make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And you guys know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep gym chasing. Peace.